Thanks for stopping by to check out my latest video. Today I would like to talk about a few things here related to a platform that's called Bubble.io. It is a really great platform that can really speed up the development of applications without coding. It's called low code or no code platform, and it has a ton of features that I want to go through in a little bit more detail in another video. But for right now, I just wanted to show some of the things they're talking about in relation to using it for artificial intelligence. And they do mention about OpenAI and Microsoft Azure and things like that are in the works, and they say that it's coming soon. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details. This is a brand new Bubble account, and what it looks like when you first log in. It's asking us what we want. Do we want to build, create an app for myself or for my business? Free to start building, or do you want to hire someone for helping you build your application, or do you want to earn money, make money by building apps for others, typically around $80 an hour? We're going to go ahead and click on the build option here, and it's going to ask us how comfortable are you learning new technology. I will say as comfortable as it gets. I adopt new technology easy. Where are you with your project? Well, we'll go ahead and say exploring. Finally, where did you hear about Bubble? We can go ahead and just say, let's see, other social networks. And so here we are, start your first Bubble project and build a feature-rich, powerful, responsive web application. It's getting loaded up here, and I am running this in a sandbox. Here it pops up a notice, build your app with premium features, upgrade or downgrade at any time. If you pay, you get custom domains so you can white label your app, infinitely extensible, connect to Stripe, Google Maps, SendGrid, and a lot more. Publish, host, and scale, launch your site to real-world users and grow with ease. You can start with the starter pack for free for 14 days, $0 due today, and then it's 32 months or $32 per month after that. Cancel anytime. Otherwise, we can just say no thanks. I'll skip the free trial, which will get the core platform features and will host on the Bubble domain, and that's fine. So I will click on start with basic features. Let's fill out a few other things here. We'll call it Scott's Bubble app. Next step. We can choose a font that we like. We'll go ahead and just take the default, go to the next step. Color variables, we'll just go ahead and leave those as is. Here we have some official Bubble plugins that we could add in. We could install them right now. SQL database connectors, Google Places, Google Analytics, Facebook, a rich text editor, a full calendar, Stripe, and the API connector. But I'm not going to install any of those right now. I'll click on Get Started Building. Here it says build a landing page. Start in just 2 steps with our new fully responsive component library. Let's get started. Here it's telling us step 1, set your page to column layout. Column layout allows our page to adapt responsively to mobile screen sizes, which is what we want. We'll go ahead and say set to column. Page layout's been updated. Drag and drop components. add components to your canvas to build a landing page. You can close this panel when you're done. So I dragged and dropped a header. Let's close that panel. Let's drag our hero in here. We'll go ahead and drag this in, value proposition. And we'll go ahead and drag a footer in here also. So there's our footer. And I'm going to go ahead and close that. See your bubble app as it would appear live. Let's go ahead and click that. It's building the page now. So here it is. And of course I can resize it and it will look nice on different form factors. And down here you can change your debugger to normal, slow, or step by step. And you can also inspect different parts of your page. This debugger is really great. So here I'm just clicking on different parts. The group hero standard. Let's click down in the footer. We can see different debugging information down here. Lots of very interesting things to help debug an application. Let's take a look at a few pages here. The main page of the user interface has 7 different areas. Has the designer surface, your workflow to set up automations like when your buttons are clicked. Your data is very important, which allows you to set up like a database. It's all contained here and hosted in the bubble.io platform. And you will not be able to export it out as far as an application once you choose to go down this path to use a service or a framework or platform, whatever you want to call it, like bubble.io. You're locked in. However, you can get your data out. So that is good. At least you could get your data out. If you wanted to move away from bubble.io, you would have to have your application converted either yourself or have a developer do it. Then you can get into the styles. You can set like styles globally in your application, and this can really speed things up and give everything a consistent look. Then of course we have plugins. There's none installed now, but if we wanted to add plugins, there are a lot of different plugins that are available. Some of them cost money. Some of them are free. Some of them are made by Bubble, and a lot of them are made by the community itself. Here I'm on the settings page, and because I haven't really done much with it yet, I won't be going through these settings, but in a more detailed video we can go through these. And then we have the logs, the application metrics, the server logs, and a scheduler. Real-time metrics on workflow, runs, and page views are only available on paid plans. Again, this is just a free account, so we won't be able to see everything here. But back onto the design page, you have all these different elements you can drag and drop onto your page, and once you do, you click on it to adjust the properties of the individual elements, and you can move everything around. It's a really great tool and makes it very fast and easy, especially if you take the time to lay out all of your database columns and fields and tables, the whole data structure. Think through all of that and think through your user interface and how you want it to flow, what you want to happen when users click on buttons, if you have to integrate with any other systems. I mean, there's just some things you can't get away from. Even though it's a low code or really no code tool, with all of the plugins and APIs and things you can do, it can take a while to develop a full-blown application. But if you write everything down, draw your flow charts, think it all through, you'll be better off, and I think will save more time because you have it all figured out ahead of time, and then you just go to the implementation phase of using this really awesome tool to set up your application. It all depends on what you're trying to do. If you need to build something fast, or it's not going to be too complicated, or you don't have programming skills and you just want to use a platform like this. I mean, there's so many good reasons to use a tool like this. I mentioned just a couple downsides. You would be locked into it if you ever wanted to move away from it for any reason. Well, that's all I'm going to talk about as far as the application itself. Now let's look at a couple other web pages and then we'll be done with this video. There was one other page I wanted to show here. It was like a recap from some of the things that Bubble talked about as far as AI goes, and I can include a link to this article also if you couldn't make it to their recent meeting. You can watch a replay of the whole event, or if you're short on time, we'll just keep scrolling through this real quick with a recap of the jam-packed hour of conversation and demos, including an inspiring introduction from Bubble founder and CEO or co-CEO Josh, a live look at some Bubble apps using AI today, and tips and advice from their founders, a preview of some of the most exciting Bubble AI integrations being built right now, a conversation with Josh about the future of Bubble and AI. The event was bookended by Josh, Bubble founder and co-CEO. In his opening, Josh posed the question of how no code and AI fit together, saying that he sees the pair working together in two dimensions. No code can make AI more accessible, and AI can make no code more accessible. Both AI and no code are very empowering technologies, and they're extremely symbiotic, Josh says. As he wrote recently in his think piece on AI and no code, Bubble offers a super powerful front end for AI that makes it easier and faster for more people to create AI-based applications. On the flip side, AI is empowering mechanism for more people to produce no-code applications more quickly. This idea of a virtuous cycle of better apps built faster and by more people set the tone for the rest of the day's conversations. So there was some more talk here. Building Byword, the AI-powered SEO content platform. Then demos and inspiration from a panel of power users. Co-founder and CTO of VoicePen showed a short demo of her app, which converts audio to written blog posts. She demonstrated using a YouTube video as her audio source, though VoicePen supports multiple formats for input. So a person here said, I have a totally non-technical background. I used to work in finance, and at some point I just decided to do my own startup because I was super interested in tech, Albert explained. People were talking about Bubble, so I tried it out and got addicted. It's something that empowers people like me, Marina, and Josh, who have no technical background, to just pick it up and do it by themselves. You can tinker endlessly. OpenAI plugin is coming. I think this is one of the more important announcements. Next, three of Bubble's technology partners took to the stage to discuss some exciting under-the-hood advances for the Bubble community to leverage in their own apps. The principal technical architect with Microsoft Azure gave a highly anticipated look into what Microsoft's partnership with OpenAI means to Bubble users. They're currently at work on a new Bubble plugin for the Azure OpenAI service. The Azure OpenAI plugin, coming soon, will make it even easier to leverage Azure cloud models and services, including GPT-4, ChatGPT, and DALL-E in your Bubble apps. And there's some more good information in this article. Lastly, how Bubble is navigating the age of AI. So the final session of the day brought Josh back to the stage for a conversation about Bubble's own future in a world powered by generative AI. They focus on AI's potential to make Bubble easier and more powerful, which does make sense because of how it works and what it does for both power users and the non-technical alike. New documentation, learning materials on building AI with Bubble, ideas for integration or integrating an AI-powered assistant into the Bubble editor. They also touched upon recent challenges with GPT-4 API calls and the possibility of a Bubble AI hackathon in the near future. He closed out saying things are moving super fast in the AI space. This is definitely the early days, right? Everyone who's building stuff with AI and thinking about how to integrate AI needs to come in with a very flexible mindset and sort of a mindset that the technological landscape is going to keep on changing and keep on evolving. And what's possible today might look very different from what's possible tomorrow. But the rapid evolution of AI, generative AI in particular, is transforming software in big ways right now. It's an exciting time to be a software developer and even more exciting time to be in a no-coder building on Bubble. So there you go. I wanted to point out this really great article. I will include a link and let's move on. Here I pulled up a page from the Bubble website. It's about AI. And right here it says build AI-powered apps without code, launch and scale apps with all the latest tech, including OpenAI, ChatGPT, with native Bubble AI functionality coming soon. And then they have a little video here that you can click on to watch it. I may stop and highlight a couple things in that video. Here they're showing like a place where you would type in a prompt saying I want a new page for my existing app, and then it will go ahead and build out a page for your application. Of course, you would have to feed in more specific information, but this again is just a quick demo on their site. They go on to say here Bubble and AI are a natural partnership, so let's get that here. And I do think it makes sense when you have an awesome tool like this Bubble.io that generates applications for you, and then you combine or layer artificial intelligence over the top of it by being able to prompt it to ask it to do certain things, and then it just goes and creates the other parts of the system for you with no coding. It really is an amazing time to have tools like this available, and now with AI being integrated in so many different ways. I don't know exactly when they're going to do this, but they are talking about it here on this page. And I want to keep a close eye on this developing situation with Bubble.io and artificial intelligence. So we're back on their page here. What else do they have to say? Artificial intelligence on Bubble. You can unlock the potential of OpenAI in your Bubble apps. You can connect to ChatGPT, GPT-3, DALL-E 2, and Whisper through the OpenAI's API platform. Since Bubble has connections to APIs, customize the API connector lets you define your own calls to OpenAI, or any API for that matter, directly in the Bubble editor like we were just looking at, and then use them in the app. And Connect, you can choose from community-built plugins for the easiest way to leverage AI, generated text, images, speech, and more in your Bubble apps. I think those are good indicators of where they're headed with this. And just a little further down on the page, helping each other build with AI. The Bubble community has been helping one another develop AI apps long before generated AI became a buzzword. And then you can check out some of their community created resources to get you started with AI on Bubble. Building apps with AI course. So they have a course here. Build an AI writer with GPT-3 and an image generator with DALL-E 2, Stable Diffusion, and Bubble. So that would be cool. How to build an AI copywriter with Bubble. Learn how to build a no-code AI copywriter with Bubble.io and OpenAI GPT-3. Bubble ChatGPT Slack Workspace. Share your experiences building with Bubble and GPT. Ask questions, share resources. And the no-code AI Discord. The Discord server to share knowledge and help other Bubble developers troubleshoot AI-related problems. So there's some more great resources about using Bubble and AI together. And lastly, here they say, join the conversation around AI. The Bubble Community Slack group is a great way to meet other Bubblers interested in the integration between AI and no-code. They have a webinar here, Unlock the Power of AI on Bubble. I did want to quickly pull up the pricing page, of course, to see what it looks like. You can prototype for free and upgrade when you're ready to go live. So here is what it looks like. The free plan for when you're learning how to use Bubble, it's $0 a month. And you can see what the free plan features are. You get a development version, an API connector, you get the component library, one app editor, 50,000 workload units a month, and 6 hours of server logs. And then for $29 a month, that's best for launching your app into production. It's great for minimum viable products, MVPs, and simple tools with small to moderate user bases. That would be your live app, your custom domain, recurring workflows, basic version control. So like if you needed to restore to a previous version, you can do that. And 175,000 workload units per month and 2 days of server logs. So that's quite a jump in the features between those two free and starter versions. And they have the comparison table so you can look at it in more detail to see where you might need to fit in if you were going to use this platform. All right, so let's get out of that and just, this is their features page, build anything without code. The drag and drop editor lets you focus on building the best product. And they're listing some companies there that are using it. Bubble lets you create interactive multi-user applications for desktop and mobile web browsers and includes all the tools you need to build a site like Facebook or Airbnb. So they say there, customizing the user interface, managing your data and your accounts, hooking it up into like Facebook, LinkedIn, or Google. It also comes with a ready-made user management system. And here, as I mentioned, you can integrate with anything. They have a no-code API connector. You have total design freedom, drag and drop, use dynamic content, display user-generated content, and data fetch from services like Stripe, Google, Facebook, and others. It's easy to change the font, color, and visibility of anything, as I showed very briefly on the styling page. This is important too. You scale with robust hosted infrastructure, so you don't need to worry about any of that. Never worry about server maintenance, infrastructure, security operations. They securely handle deployment and hosting for you. There's no hard limits on the number of users, volume of traffic, or data storage. They have good measurement tools that you want to use, and of course all these plugins. And you can collaborate with individuals and teams. I believe they said, yeah, right here, 40 You can bring together 40 teammates to work with you on your application. I did want to point out their security page. I think security is very important, of course, for applications more than ever. So here you're building on the most secure no-code platform that I'm aware of, and that's what they said there too. Protect your users and your data with comprehensive privacy controls, reliable hosting, industry-recognized compliance. So all these out-of-box security features. Right here, they talk about integrating or using confirmation emails, setting up two-factor authentication, integrate SSO, single sign-on, and more. Take advantage of reliable industry standards like AWS, Cloudflare. Bubble is also SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, pen tested, and meets GDPR standards. So there they talk about those two. Companies of all sizes power their business critical apps with Bubble. And these are some more great built-in capabilities. Track changes with extensive logs, point-in-time data and version recovery, advanced DDoS protection. They combine their own in-house protection with Cloudflare to block attacks, which is great. Penetration tested. They conduct pen tests annually at a minimum following the comprehensive OWASP WSTG. And so here also they mentioned they use automated code testing, vulnerability testing, including OWASP Top 10 and continuous monitoring technologies. And this is important too, state-of-the-art encryption. Your data is safeguarded in transit with TLS and at rest through RDS AES 256 encryption. And this is important, it's secured with AWS. Bubble is built on AWS, which supports 143 security standards and compliance certifications. So there you go. I just wanted to walk through very briefly this Bubble IO and how you can currently integrate with some of the artificial intelligence things that I've talked about in some of my other videos, and it does look like they're building new capabilities around the AI. So I will make another follow-up video as soon as possible. There was one last page. I'll include a link to this. It's from the Bubble IO website. They're talking about investing in Bubble startups in case you are interested in building a software application that could save you a lot of time and get your most or minimum viable product and most important idea turned into a working application without writing any code. They're just talking about what Bubble is, what are the advantages of it, the speed of iteration, the scale of it, extensibility. They talk about some of the investments they got, VC-backed startups. So there you go. I hope you found this interesting and useful. I really like looking at technology like this that can help save us time in building applications. Of course, it depends on your needs and exactly what capabilities you're looking for, but I think this is a great opportunity to use an awesome tool for some of those situations. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you soon. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new content.